Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Kingdom Silver here, and today we are answering a very unique question. Should you take your gold, here this wonderful gold 10th ounce American Eagle and 10th ounce Britannia, and trade it for Bitcoin? Well, that's actually what a US Senator wants us to do, and we're going to get into this in just a second. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the rest of the video. Thank you so much for checking out the channel. I really appreciate your support. And if you haven't already, ladies and gentlemen, please smash that like button, comment, subscribe to the channel. Helps me out, but more importantly, gets the word out about gold and silver. So you're going to see some screenshots here of an article that I was reading from Altcoin Buzz, and this came out about a week ago, but I thought it was really, really interesting. And this is coming from a senator. So the article wasn't written by her, but this is covering some legislation that she's introducing. Her name is Cynthia Lummis, and she is recommending that the Federal Reserve take some of its reserves of gold that it has here and convert it to Bitcoin. And just to represent Bitcoin, I have my Trezor wallet just as a representation of that. So in the article, it says that, she sees just as gold is a store of value, that that can be the same with Bitcoin, and that just as there's a limited supply of gold in the world, there's a limited supply of Bitcoin in the world. And she believes that there's some great opportunities investing in Bitcoin as opposed to just keeping all of our reserves in gold. So a few disclaimers before I get into the merits of Senator Lummis's idea. And the first is that before this video, I did not, let me clarify, did not research which political party she was a part of. And the reason that I did that is because I wanted an unbiased view. Often we can allow our political leanings to, based on what somebody says, oh, they're for this party or that party, therefore everything they say is complete and utter crap, and I'm not going to get into it, right? I wanted to avoid that bias. The other thing that I will say that is a bias is I don't personally own any Bitcoin. We will get into some of the other crypto assets I own in a minute, but I do not own personally Bitcoin. So what do I think of Senator Lummis's idea, right? Should you be trading this wonderful gold, right? That you have, these examples, of course, being 10th ounces for Bitcoin, right, being signified by my Trezor wallet. I like the idea in principle. And what I say by that is, would I actually back up our monetary, assets with Bitcoin? Probably not, because I don't believe that Bitcoin itself or crypto assets in general are stable enough to be a safe haven asset, right? You can see how much Bitcoin has fluctuated over the years, the ups, the downs, and you can see there's a lot of volatility there. Not as much the case with gold and silver. So, there are other cryptos that I do own. I do own Ethereum, I own Cardano, I own Stellar, and a couple of other hollow chains, some smaller V-chains, some very small crypto assets. And honestly, I know this from my own story, they're very volatile. I got in at the wrong time with a lot of my crypto, ladies and gentlemen, and I took it in the shorts, right? I have some big losses compared to where they are today. However, all that being said, I'm still a supporter of crypto, and I might be a little rare in that because I feel like if you're a fan of gold, right, if you're a big fan of these gold eagles or of silver or whatever, a lot of people will say, well, if I can't physically hold it in my hand, I don't want it. If I can't that will even go to digital assets that are backed by gold and silver, right? They say, I'm just not a part of it. Well, I see the utility that comes from crypto because we are going in an ever progressing technological world, and there's some real value, right, in, owning money or stock, if you will, you want to think, pieces of things like Stellar that are part of helping monetary transactions go back and forth on their blockchains. Or it's like Ethereum, where it's the gas, if you will, that powers a lot of the crypto transactions that happen out there. I like the idea of it. It's just a little bit different mindset than gold and silver. And honestly, I know that sometimes there can be a little bit of a hostile perspective. If you like gold or crypto, often sometimes I see on the internet that you'll have those two sides really clash against one another. And honestly, I don't think that should be the case, because I think we're all looking for more sound monetary policies, or ways to more secure our wealth, going outside of just paper currency, right? Fiat currency. And so I don't feel like we should be at each other's throats, right? I don't feel like we should be arguing as communities. I think we should actually be working together. And this is why I like a lot of the companies that have gone with, gold and silver digital assets, right? Where they're backing up with physical gold and silver, but it's digital to where you can spend that, right? There's a lot of companies that are out there doing that. And I think that makes a big difference. And I think we should be supporting those companies. So, again, though, would I be supporting the government, the United States government being backed by Bitcoin? That's a little bit too far for me. But as far as, and I feel like we can all agree on this, as far as the dumbest legislation that's ever been produced by our politicians, I think this is far from it, right? Whether whichever party you lean on, I think we can all agree there's been dumber legislation that has happened. So I feel like this is progressing us in the right way, but I don't think this would necessarily be the idea that I would pursue. And honestly, I would be very, very surprised if this legislation gets any legs with where we're currently at. So in the comments, I would love to hear your thoughts on this. Would you trade your gold for Bitcoin today if you had the opportunity to do a conversion, a one-for-one swap? Would you do this? Yes, no. And I would love to hear also from those that you own both assets like me. Why? Why do you enjoy both? And if you're just, hey, I'm completely out on crypto, why? Love to hear your feedback in the comments. I love interacting with you, ladies and gentlemen. I learn a lot, and I hope you do too. So with that, thank you for watching this video. Be blessed. Be a blessing to others. We'll see you later.